In ancient times, a female general simply inserted a flower into a vase. Little did she know that this flower would fly out of a young man's delivery box. Thousands of flowers surrounded him, almost burying him alive. While the young man was still in shock, he saw a note on the ground. When he opened it, he found a plea for food and water written on it. It turned out that the ancient general was praying to the heavens, hoping to solve the problem of food for the people in the city. The young man immediately understood and tried putting a delivery order into the box. Sure enough, a warm takeout meal instantly flew out of the ancient general's vase. One of the starving people curiously sniffed it. When he opened it, he found it was fried rice noodles. Suddenly, everyone rushed to grab it. They had never tasted such delicious food before, and knelt down one after another, pleading for the gods to bestow more. However, after a long time, the vase showed no response. The female general thought that they should offer tributes to exchange for food, but the common people were so poor that they couldn't even afford to eat. They had nothing valuable to offer, and could only pick some beautiful flowers as gifts. The female general wrote a letter of help, hoping that the gods would see it and send some supplies to help them tide over the difficulties. She also promised to build a temple and a golden statue for the gods, so that the descendants of the Mu family could worship them forever. Then she put the letter together with the flowers into the vase. At this time, the young man was sitting on the steps. Unexpectedly, the delivery box started to spray out flowers continuously. At first, he thought he was seeing a ghost. It was not until he saw the female general's letter of help that he realized this delivery box could connect the ancient and modern times, and learned the general was surrounded by enemy troops and running out of food and ammunition. But he was just a delivery man and had no money to buy a large amount of supplies. Just when he was at a loss, his ex-girlfriend, a rich second generation, and a female CEO suddenly appeared. Their purpose of coming here was to buy the young man's ancestral house. It turned out that the female CEO's construction team had dug out a temple not far from the ancestral house, and wanted to buy the area for development. But the young man refused without hesitation. The rich second generation directly called in workers, ready to force the young man to leave. Unexpectedly, he was suddenly stopped by a history expert. The rich second generation thought that the young man's refusal to sell the ancestral house had angered the expert, so he promised to drive the young man away immediately, and crush all the broken flowers on the ground. As a result, the expert slapped the rich second generation directly, because he recognized that the flowers on the ground were the Eri flower, which had been extinct for thousands of years. He was so angry that the rich second generation was ruining them like this, and ordered the rich second generation to kneel down and admit his mistake on the spot. Then he smiled and offered to buy the flowers at 10 million yuan each. The young man was stunned when he heard this and quickly agreed. But he didn't want money, he only wanted food and daily necessities. The calculating ex-girlfriend immediately tried to please the young man, but was humiliated and scolded away on the spot. On the other hand, in ancient times, when the people saw that the vase showed no sign of movement, they thought that the offerings were too poor and had angered the gods. But the next second, the vase sprayed out a large number of instant noodles. The ancients loved them very much. General even ordered to build a temple to worship the gods immediately. However, they had never seen what the gods looked like. At this time, the vase suddenly sprayed out a photo. The young man also wrote on the back, telling the ancients that they only needed to build a stone statue. So everyone built a stone statue for him to worship. To prevent anyone from vandalizing it, they locked the temple gate, and only General's 2 necklaces could open it. Just as General put another necklace and letter into the vase, a maid rushed in and told her that the enemies were attacking the city.